Hello and welcome to the Versa Creative Podcast. My name is Tony Martinez and I'm an SEO specialist at Versa Creative and our podcast host. Versa Creative is an award-winning marketing and advertising agency dedicated to empowering brands with result-driven strategies. The Versa Creative Podcast is our place to have a discussion on the marketing industry, marketing trends, and most importantly, provide insights to our listeners from our experts. On today's episode of the podcast, I have the pleasure of speaking with Bailey Tinsley, an account manager at Versa Creative. Thank you for being here today, Bailey.
Hey, Tony, it's great to be here. I've always wanted to be on a podcast, so it's nice to see that dream come true.
I'm so excited that you're here. And so today I wanted to have you on to talk about account management and what it is that you account managers do for all of our clients at Versa Creative, as well as what account managers might be doing at marketing agencies. So a lot of people might be unfamiliar with the role of the account manager at a marketing agency, just because it's something that might not be clear. So I wanted to talk to you about that. So in your own words, how would you describe your role to someone who's unfamiliar?
I think an account manager is something that no one really wakes up in the morning and says, I want to be an account manager when I grow up. I think mainly a lot of people will say, I want to work at an agency when I grow up. And then they get to the agency and sort of have to figure out, what do I do now? How am I going to work every day and fill all 8 hours? An account manager is mainly a mix of a project manager, a relationship builder, a team leader. A lot of people like to throw around the word liaison, that we're the primary liaison between the client and the internal team. Really, that just means it's our job to understand our clients, understand their priorities, manage expectations, and serve as that main point of contact. So when the ASAP work comes in, we're able to rearrange the schedule for the team and get everything done on time.
So like you said, it really is kind of a liaison role. It's your duty to talk to us as the internal team as well as the client and figure out what the priorities are, how to manage task responsibilities. And in order to get things done, it really is your responsibility to get deliverables to clients.
That's 100% correct. I mean, at the end of the day, every client wants to be able to go back to their team, go back to their boss and say, we did it. I met with the agency. They have it all under control. We are on schedule. Everything is good to go. And so as an account manager, it's my job to make sure, one, the clients feel comfortable with the timeline, with the scope, with the budget, because if any changes are made to any one of those areas, it could completely reshape the project. We have to make sure everybody's on the same page, but also the internal team to make sure everybody understands exactly what the client's goals are, what they stand for, what their brand and their image is, what their tone of voice is, their look, their feel, and keep the ship on course throughout the entire project.
Yeah, so in your own opinion, what makes a successful account manager? What traits, things like that?
Account managers have to be able to switch tasks on the fly because there's always something new coming in from different clients. You need to understand, the roles and responsibilities of everyone in the agency and who to go to if you have a question. You also need to make sure you're constantly setting expectations, setting priorities, setting check-in meetings, doing whatever it is you have to do to stay organized, to keep the project on schedule, and then also constantly being proactive, following up with your clients, maybe offering them ideas that they haven't thought of themselves, because that could lead to new business down the line.
Yeah, I think one area that gets overlooked quite a bit is like the amount of knowledge that you guys have to possess. So I'm an SEO specialist here, so I know SEO pretty well, I would say. But you, as the person who talks to our clients, you have to know SEO, you have to know PPC, social media, design. You have to be able to talk to our clients about all of that. How do you do that, or how does that go for you?
Since account managers have to learn a lot very quickly about our clients, we also have to remember that it's not our job to do everything. We can only do as much as we're able to, and we really have to rely a lot on the internal team for answers to questions, for help, for understanding, because it's not our job as an account manager to be the expert on everything. It's our job to facilitate the work of the experts. So we need to make sure that if our clients are not actively understanding something, we get them the answers they need, we give them as much of an explanation as possible, and we're able to answer any quick questions they have so that we can work towards a common goal.
Perfect. So in your own opinion, what does it look like when someone starts when a new account comes to us? What does that process look like?
When a new client joins, the first sort of kickoff call is all about understanding their goals, their objectives, making sure we have a common understanding on the scope of work, the deadlines, the expectations. We want to make sure we're all on the same page because clients sometimes may not understand, or they may have a different understanding of what they've signed on for. So we want to make sure every service that we offer is completely understood. And then also making sure that we're understanding really who they are, what they're trying to do, what the end goal is. For example, a client may say that they want to generate a bunch of web traffic when really they mean they want people to use this specific coupon code on the website for a big sale coming up. So we need to make sure we know what that end goal is. And then from there, it's all about breaking down each service and talking to them about what they specifically are looking to achieve from SEO, PPC, designs, social media, social marketing, and any other services that they could have with the agency.
So one thing that you just said, Bailey, that really stands out is like you have to make it clear that the client understands what they signed up for. A lot of the times, like you said, SEO gets easily misunderstood as to what SEO covers. And we might have clients who maybe think they want SEO, but are really looking for like ads on search engines and things like that. Because you're the facilitator, how do you explain to clients their services, or like what questions do you get and how do you address these issues?
Sure. So, at Versa Creative, we're a full service marketing and advertising agency. We do everything. And we want to make sure our clients know that right from the start, that if the contract maybe isn't exactly what they were looking for, we're able to make edits, add in new services, change things out to get them exactly what they want and to make sure they're happy. When we're going over each of these services, we have a wide range of experience as a team, so we've sort of seen it all and done it all. And we want to make sure that they know, one, we've got them covered. We're going to fight for them. If we need to hop on a call with Google and go to war for our clients, we're more than willing to do that. But also make sure that they understand that all of our services work together to support their goals. And they can, pick and choose the ones that they really need at this time. They can choose all, and we'd be more than happy to take over everything. And we can make a plan that will fit exactly what they want. I have a few clients that are just trying to do a simple campaign for a few months. And so they'll pick PPC, they'll pick design, they'll pick social media advertising to make sure that they're really getting that boosted presence online. But we also have to remember that each of these services work differently. So when you're looking at social media ads, those are mainly a brand awareness play for people who have never heard of your company before. Whereas PPC, Google ads, YouTube ads, those can come in more down the line in terms of the funnel, where people are actively considering to purchase or considering your brand a little bit more. So each of these services will serve a different role. We need to make sure that they all are, one, contributing to that goal, but they're also adapting to fit the needs of the customer, the needs of the audience, as well as interconnecting so that each part of the campaign is seamless. I think a common goal of an account manager that not a lot of people talk about is that we need to be able to think of both the client and the customer, because at the end of the day, if the ads are not connecting with the customer, they're not going to perform for our clients.
One of the things we haven't talked about just yet is reporting. As the account manager, you report to your clients on the performance of their campaigns. So whether that's social media, SEO, PPC, how does that go and what does that look like from your end?
Reporting is a crucial part of the job that, especially not a lot of college graduates may think about, or people who are transitioning to the account manager role. At the end of the day, every client wants to open up the presentation that you send them and get super excited. And, they want every single line item to be a huge win for their company. And so to start, we need to manage expectations and let them know exactly what we think the outlook of the campaign is going to be based on the budget, but also keep it sort of upbeat, keep it fun, keep it an interactive and productive meeting while we go over the results, because we may very well need to change how our campaigns are performing, and that's not a bad thing. If certain benefits that we're promoting to clients may not be working, we need to make sure the client knows that. We want to be upfront and honest, as well as give them recommendations to change the outlook of our campaigns, whether that be immediately or change over the next few months to get them the results they're wanting to see. I think it's really important for account managers to have a constant eye on our clients' reporting and talk with our internal team members to make sure we all know what that best strategy is and we can move towards it.
Yeah, I think going back to like the knowledge that you guys possess, it really comes down to being able to tell the client your social media campaigns are doing great for brand awareness, but it might be time to look at a PPC campaign or an SEO campaign. That way you can continue to grow and keep pushing your goals, maybe shift your goals from brand awareness to conversions and generating leads.
Another big part of working at an agency is making sure that they know exactly what all is available to them. I've had some clients who have come to us just for digital advertising, only to realize that what they actually needed was a billboard right over their location to let everybody know that they're open. All of these things are interconnected. They all play a role in the success of the campaign. And during those reporting meetings, that's really an important time to talk it out with our clients and make sure that not only are they happy with how their current campaigns are going, but if we need to add more services in to really get everything under control, get everything running smoothly, we are really able to do that pretty quickly.
So one thing we keep bringing up are goals and reporting and like the metrics that we show our clients, but what kind of goals do we offer clients? What kind of goals can a marketing agency help a company with?
Once we know what that end result is, it's up to us to let the clients know exactly how each of our services can carry our customers to this final conversion. Like I said earlier, social media ads are great at building awareness and making sure our audience knows about the product or the service. And PPC ads, so search ads, display ads, those are better at people who are, reaching people who are interested in purchasing the product and bringing people to the website. Once our visitors are on the website, that's where SEO takes over, making sure we're mentioning the right keywords to get people to convert. And each of these different services will have different reporting, they'll have different goals, and it's up to us to work with our clients to make sure that they know, first of all, they know that fact, but they also know what those types of goals are. So for example, with something like SEO, we want to look at conversions, at leads, what pages our visitors are going to, how is the website experience. Whereas for PPC, for search, for YouTube, for those types of Google ads, we want to make sure our clients know that we're choosing to focus on impressions or we're choosing to go after clicks because these are the metrics that will really help improve their business or help get them more business. For social media ads, as an example, we could choose the goal of generating X number of reach because we want to get as many unique visitors to the site as possible. Whereas for traditional media, it could be all about those total campaign impressions at the end of a 3-month period. Each of these will change depending on the client, depending on their timeline, depending on seasonality. So we need to keep all of these factors accounted for when we're setting goals with our clients. And once we start, getting into the first few months, we'll see how the data comes out, we'll analyze it, and then we'll start giving those first few reporting meetings to really talk it through and talk about how we want to make changes or how we want to keep up the pressure in terms of marketing efforts.
Thank you for that response, Bailey. But yeah, one of the things that you brought up was communicating with clients what exactly it is they signed up for and making them understand. Earlier, you kind of said with clients who sign up for SEO, one of the first things you have to do is like make them understand what SEO is. What other similar questions or like basic types of things do you have to get clients to understand?
Clients who sign up for advertising and sometimes for social media organic too will always want to talk about how they can immediately grow their reach, their frequency, their impressions. They want to try and spend as little as possible and get as much bang for their buck as possible, which is totally normal, totally to be expected. With our clients, obviously, we're going to try and work as hard as we can to get them the results that they're going after, but we also want to make sure that they know sort of the limitations of each platform, make sure they fully understand it too, and also trust that we're not looking to give them, cheap, instant gratification. We want to do long-term campaigns that give years and years of results and growth and more business and customer opportunities for our clients. A lot of times for social media, clients may want to start posting right away, whereas our team are working on 2 and 3 month strategies to try and grow the audience, to grow the clicks, the impressions, the conversion rates. And these are some things that clients may not think about. For example, for PPC for display ads or for YouTube ads. Clients may want to shift the creative every month or every week because that's how they've been doing it before. But with our team, we really want to create, a few different types of creative and run them for a long term and let them A/B test and make little tweaks to improve that conversion rate so that we have a really solid set of ads that are performing way above industry expectations. And clients may not think that. They may want to simply go after something new because they want to keep making changes. We want to make sure we're setting a common groundwork and a common campaign goal so that we have the right set of ads that are converting and we have the data to back it up too.
Yeah, on the SEO front, since we deal with search engines, we're relying on like search engine crawlers and things like that to pick up the changes and the optimizations that we make to websites. SEO is kind of like a long-term strategy. It's not something that you kind of do a one-time. SEO is about the re-optimization of your website and monitoring your performance, get more customers, improve your website, and just making that constant change.
I'm so glad you mentioned SEO being such a long-term optimization of the website because we get a lot of clients who may look at optimizing one time, or they may come to us and say, hey, our website content, it's all written, it's perfect. We don't need to touch it. This is exactly what we want to advertise ourselves as on our website. But when you start looking at the keyword traffic, they may be writing about keywords that have absolutely no search engine traffic at all. People might not even be searching for things similar to them. So one of the great things about SEO is that we're able to look at their business, and as an account manager, I can communicate that maybe their website isn't going after the traffic they actually need. We need to cast a wider net. And that's where those long-term strategies really come into play because, of course, on the short term, we can make those content changes to start going after keywords, but then constantly keeping an eye on the search engine traffic so that they're pulling in potential customers who may not even know what to search for online. That's something that we've seen with some of our B2B clients where, the keywords might not line up with what the client expects. And so we always want to make sure we're putting the reports in front of our clients so they know exactly what that search traffic looks like on the web for their industry so they can pick and choose exactly what they're going after.
So one thing we've done with this podcast so far is focus on PPC, social media, SEO. It's kind of easy to talk about those because I'm a digital team member, so I kind of do that. But obviously you, Bailey, work with more of our teams here at Versa. Can you tell us more about the other teams and the services that we offer?
Of course. Well, obviously, since we're such good friends, it's very easy to sell the SEO team to clients. But it's also important for clients to remember that we have a whole crew of different teams behind us and behind all of our efforts. Most clients will only ever speak with the account management team when they're at an agency, or they may speak with one expert when they have certain questions about a specific service. But here at Versa, we have dedicated photo video teams, copywriting teams, we have a design team, we have a web development team, we have a whole set of digital teams from everything from social media, PPC, SEO, as well as on the other side of the office, we have our traditional media team, our account management team, our client specialists who all make sure that, every one of these teams is working toward a common goal. We all are on the same footing, the same understanding with our campaigns. And as an account manager myself, it's very rewarding to work with everyone from these different teams because we're all experts in our own subjects. And that's what makes it a lot of fun when we're working on projects for clients is because we're able to pull in copywriters who are perfect at writing blogs. So your website is going to have fresh, organic content every month. While we're also, working with designers who know how to put that finishing touch on an ad that can really captivate your audience.
So yeah, it's so funny. A lot of the times our clients might be here just for SEO, but then they have a convention coming up and they're in need of flyers, brochures, and they might not think to ask you about that, but we can help them with that. We can help them get those assets that they need to generate leads or whatever it is. Our team is really there for them. So we've talked a lot about what the account managers do and how they help our clients, but let's just do one last wrap up, Bailey. What benefits does having an account manager do?
Sure. So at the end of the day, the account manager, one, serves as your main point of contact to manage the timelines for everything in a project, but you also have that very important strategy planning and brainstorming role as an account manager. It is our job to be the experts on the agency, to be the experts on all the different areas of marketing and advertising that we're able to do for our clients. our clients are great and they're so much fun to work with, and they are the experts in their own industries and in their own companies, but they might not be the experts in advertising and in marketing for their areas and for their industries. It's our job, the account manager's job, to understand their business and the best ways to market it and the best ways to advertise it, and then give those ideas to the client and give as much feedback from the internal team as possible, as many ideas as we can, and also to be that sort of constant pushback where we're working for our clients, but we're also external. We're not within their companies. So we're able to see if they're making any missteps, if they need to make any course corrections, and give those suggestions to our clients. As well as being that main point of contact for quality control, I think is also important. Making sure everything is on brand, everything is looking and feeling exactly like it needs to in order to attract the right customers, and making sure everything fits together to be one unique, cohesive campaign.
Well, thank you so much for being here today, Bailey. As always, if our listeners have any questions for you or someone on our team, they can reach us via our email, info@versacreative.com. That'll be in the description down below. And as always, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Tony. This has been a pleasure.